Hi Cancer, how are we today? Just doing our weekly readings, and this week we are actually looking ahead at the first 3 months of the year in regard to career and finances. All right, so please subscribe to the channel if you're not already. I do really appreciate that. Take it easy on me, guys. I am still recovering from New Year's. I actually only just got my voice back today, so I'm trying to take it a bit easier on my voice there. My Lots of fun, lots of fun. I hope everyone had a really good New Year, and party, stay at home, whatever it was you were doing this New Year. I hope you enjoyed it, and looking forward to everything that 2024 is going to bring. All right, but today we're going to use the Soul's Journey lesson cards, get a bit of an overview for the 3-month period there. I am looking at career with the Magpie Lenormand and finances with the Dreaming Lenormand there. Okay, so getting into it for you, Cancer. Starting off with those overview cards. Cancer, what's going on for Cancer with career and finances? January, February, and March, please. Okay, so we will, firstly, I'll grab your cards for career for January, okay? Career for January, Cancer. All right, so I will firstly show you the growth card that we have got for January. So I want to expand my consciousness and my awareness. So I feel like there's a lot of the Cancer Nation there that are really focusing on growing their career, learning as much as they can about what they want to do, where they want to go. That self-growth stuff, I feel a lot of you going through there, when it comes to your career, looking at, how can you expand your career and go in the direction that you want to grow. Like I said, I feel like for a few of you, this is talking about, learning a little bit more. So there may be some sort of extra education that you're involving yourself in, some sort of training, those sorts of things when it comes to career, but also education in regard to your financials as well. So, learning about how can I, grow my financial situation to be where I want it to be. But, overall, we are seeing a lot of growth, both in career and finances for January. When we're looking at career, we are starting off with the caterpillar energy there. So this is the, we do see in this particular deck, there is the caterpillar, the chrysalis, and then the moth, or the butterfly energy. So this is obviously the first of those three, where we do see that caterpillar energy. It really does talk about that phase where, you're consuming, you're, eating everything in sight so that you can sort of go off by yourself, put all that into, the process of yourself and that growth expansion. So and then finally evolve. So this is really that part where you are sort of taking everything in. So when it comes to growth in your career section, really sort of consuming every bit of training, knowledge that you can, working out exactly, okay, I need to learn this and this and this in order to evolve into that other sort of direction with the career stuff. So I really do feel that, once again, this is talking about some sort of education for a lot of you, some sort of training, learning more about what it means to be good at your job, and then processing that information and then evolving into that person who can sort of do it all. So I do really feel for a lot of you that there definitely is some sort of training, some sort of, learning. It could just be learning by observing, learning by doing, all that sort of stuff as well. It's where you really, getting everything all together, ready to, grow and expand yourself with your career. We do see the birds coming through as well, which this really does sort of show me that there's some sort of conversation that is going to come up for you in January in regard to your career. I do feel for a lot of you, this is, maybe a conversation with yourself. having those deeper meaningfuls with yourself, and you know, taking on board all the external chatter that you're hearing about this person is saying that, this person is saying this, and really sort of fine tuning your desires, your passions here, because we do have the snake energy there as well. So the snake energy really does talk about your ambition, your passion, and I feel as though that's what this bird's energy is sort of you're listening to everybody's points of view, everybody's opinions on, you know, how to grow within the job and that sort of thing, and you are you know, using that to sort of fine tune where exactly you personally want to grow, and so I just feel like you're kind of taking everything in at the moment when it comes to your career. The snake energy though too, there is maybe one or two of you where we are seeing that there might be a conversation upcoming in January about some sort of deceptive behavior, which, you know, it doesn't necessarily mean deceptive as in, you know, so crazy. I feel like this is talking about something about just somebody doing something not quite the right way. Learn, you know, once again, that learning coming back through, it's like learning and fine-tuning how exactly to do the thing the right way. Somebody might be coming up to you and sort of saying, oh look, I've noticed you're doing this process this way, and I just want to show you that there's actually this other way which is so much easier for you to do that. It's kind of like that sort of energy where you're kind of making things a little bit harder for yourself. And with the snake energy, you know, a snake does sort of find other way, you know, it'll find its way through anything. So it's kind of that slippery sort of energy. So I do feel as though it could have something to do with, you know, a conversation sort of showing you alternate ways to get around things instead of having to do things the hard way or the long way, or things like that. So that does feel like that's for maybe one or two of you. But I do just want to get one to clarify that for you there, Cancer, because it just feels like there's something else you need to hear in regard to that birds and snake energy. Clarify this career message for January for Cancer, please. Yeah, so we've got the letter coming through to clarify that. So definitely some sort of communication coming through for you here. Once again, it's kind of you know, it could be it's coming through differently for a few groups of you here. So for some of you, this is definitely, you know, some sort of process, some sort of way to do something easier, snake around doing something the hard way versus the easy way, or just an alternate way of doing something. You know, for others of you, this is communication in the form of that conversation about, you know, oh, Cancer, what exactly are you passionate about with this career? You know, what I notice that you know, obviously we've seen growth in that caterpillar energy. I see that you are trying to take everything on board, and that you know, trying to learn as much as you can. But what is it exactly that, you know, really pushes you and really drives you here? Because we with that snake energy, we do see passion and ambition. So it's like your innermost desires. Where exactly do you want to go from here? There may be some sort of formal paperwork coming through for a couple of you in regard to, you know, I feel like it's just that fine tuning when it comes to career and the exact focus, because you may be sort of multitasking here, and there is some sort of communication about fine tuning and you know, finding different ways around things and that sort of stuff. But we'll have a look at your finances for January. Okay, Cancer. Finances for Cancer, January, please. Okay, so Cancer, we do have the crossroad coming through firstly. So that does sort of show us that there is some sort of upcoming choice or decision that you're going to need to be making financially. I do feel as though for, you know, we've got the cross and then the coffin energy coming through after that. So for some of you, this choice or decision is in regard to like oh, it's hard to explain here, but like because the coffin talks about something ending in order for a new beginning. So it does talk about you know, choosing to, you know, release a burden, end something that is weighing on you financially, choosing to end that because you're going to have, you know, you have faith that there will be a new beginning come from that. So it does feel as though it's kind of like choosing to end something with that coffin energy here. So choosing to end some sort of financial constraint, something that, you know, I do feel like this is somewhere that you are, you know, being a bit burdened by debt and spending a little bit more than you maybe need to, and you're choosing to end that because you're kind of having faith that you know, that ending that will give you some sort of new beginning financially, and enable you to approach your finances in a different way. With the cross there, you know, I definitely would agree with that decision, because it does talk about having faith that there is a spiritual destined sort of component here. You know, so it's just feeling as though, you know, if you have been sort of paying off a certain debt, you know, sometimes we, you know, we pay the maximum amount, and it feels like you're sort of ending that and choosing to pay the minimum for a little while so that you can, you know, have some sort of new beginning elsewhere. So I'm just getting that for a lot of you, this is to do with specific sort of payments, that you're ending one payment so you can start a new payment. So, you know, in the example of like subscriptions, for example, so like you may be ending a Netflix subscription so you can start a Hulu or a Foxtel subscription or something along those lines. That's sort of the best example I can vibe with that. But obviously we can sort of look at multiple different sorts of payments here that, you know, I feel like for one or two of you, it's like something to do with like health cover, choosing to change your plan that you're on with health cover, or funeral insurance or something along those lines, where you're choosing to just you know, close a certain plan out in order to swap to a different plan that just is going to sort of give you some sort of new beginning with yourself financially, giving you the opportunity to adapt your finances to suit you better elsewhere in your life here. So I'm not entirely sure what that is all about, but it is coming through for January. You will be making that choice. So like I said, I do just feel as though that's something relatively small, like choosing to change plans or something along those lines. All right, but then moving into February, we do have the Judgment energy coming through for you here, Cancer, which does say, I understand that everyone has their own unique path and challenges. So this really does sort of talk about, you know, not judging other people, but not allowing other people's judgment of you to affect you either. That, you know, really understanding that you are walking your path the best way that you know how. Other people are walking their path the best way that they know how, and you know, you may have certain challenges, but so do they. You know, and you can't really judge whether your challenges are more or less than somebody else's. You just have to sort of take what's on your plate and deal with that, and not worry about what everyone else is doing. So I do feel as though this is kind of that energy of worrying too much about what others might be doing. So it's kind of that energy of, you know, comparing yourself to other people in the workplace, or comparing your financial situation to, you know, a sibling's financial situation, that kind of energy. But we'll get your career cards for February. Cancer, what's going on for Cancer with their career during February, please? Ooh. I'll just grab the finance ones out straight away, so I don't need to pause at the end of, like, we can just continue all in that 1 month period. February finances for Cancer. Oh, Cancer, February looking like it's going to be a great month for you. Okay, so with your career, firstly, we do have the Stars, which is one of my favorite cards in any of the Lenormand decks there, because it really does talk about your wishes coming true, some sort of, you know, dream being fulfilled for you within your career sphere. You know, having a lot of hope and optimism that your wishes are coming into fruition here with your career. We do also see the ship, so it does feel as though, you know, we saw you in January. You know, we do have that communication coming through about, you know, different ways to do things. You know, we did see you sort of consuming as much knowledge as you sort of can to sort of grow where you are in your career, and I feel like in February that's really paying off for you with that stars energy, and then that ship. It's kind of like all your ships are coming in all at once, and you are now able to, you know, start these new journeys. You know, for some of you, you may be finding yourself traveling for work, so that's definitely a plus as well. But what we're seeing is the fish, which does sort of show us straight away that there is going to be a strong financial connection for you with this wish fulfillment, with this, you know, traveling to further shores with your career here. So you do really find that whatever journey you're starting, it's kind of like a wish come true, and it's also going to be paying off big time as well, because the fish is all about your abundance, your finances. Okay, so it's definitely going to be paying off for you during February with your career. So that's kind of really giving me that energy of like promotional, like promotions, that type of thing, advancement within your career field, you know, moving to other, you know, other branches or locations, and you know, actually getting a pay increase from that, you know, getting travel allowance for traveling for work, those sorts of things. But it's all coming through as, you know, your dreams coming true as well. So it's definitely a positive thing. So, you know, don't be too harsh to judge yourself or anyone else along the journey, because you know, we definitely are seeing some moving into clearer waters for you in February with your career. Now with the financial stuff, also looking really good. We have the clover coming through there, which is good fortune. All right, this can definitely talk about good luck being on your side. So when I see the clover energy, that's when, you know, we really do find ourselves coming into money just out of random chance. You know, it can talk about investments paying off, stocks, that sort of stuff can talk about those sorts of things paying off, having some really good luck around you during February with financial related things. And we do also see that you are able to take a bit of a chance on new beginnings with that clover energy and that book coming through after that. So taking some risks, taking some chances on, you know, brand new beginnings for yourself, brand new chapters coming through for you. That definitely could be that travel for work kind of vibe, but also could be talking about, you know, entering, you know, taking a jump into the unknown a little bit financially, but also, you know, can be talking about education, knowledge, once again, taking a chance to, you know, seek further education, and you know, luck is on your side financially when you do that this during February here, because it pays off for the long haul. We have the lily coming out with that as well. So it's really talking about, you know, these next chapters financially for you are going to be, you know, long-term positive changes for you there. Definitely going to be sort of close to your heart, some of this financial changes coming in for you. I do feel like there is a lot of abundance, even though the fish was with the career. I do feel with that clover there that, you know, you've got some lucky circumstances coming through for you in February. For some of you, that book energy, it's coming through as like, it definitely could be some sort of plot twist, that you know, unexpected windfall type thing coming through there, and it's sort of, it's changing your longevity for the better financially. Okay, the lily really does talk about long-term finances, and you're starting a brand new chapter financially that's going to carry through long-term. All right, but March, we do see gratitude coming through for you here, Cancer. I am thankful for this life and the opportunities that it presents. So, the start of March, obviously, I feel like with what we're seeing happening for you in February, the start of March is actually all about being thankful for that, and showing your gratitude to the universe, whether that be, out loud, thank you, universe, or showing your gratitude in other ways, by appreciating what you've been given during the month of February. It does feel as though gratitude really is going to, help open you up and keep this sort of flow going for you here. But we'll have a look. Okay, career for Cancer, March, please. What? How does that relate to Cancer's career, please? Okay, so firstly I'll show you how this relates to your career, because we do have the coffin showing us how this storyline actually connects to your career. So this is somehow connecting. I do feel that it is connecting back to that coffin energy we saw toward the end of January there. So, that was with your finances, but I do feel as though, the way, the control that you've taken on your finances earlier in the year actually pays off for you in your career. Like, it's kind of like the, when I was saying before, making financial decisions and having faith that you will receive the new benefits, the new beginnings from those. I feel like this is where we're seeing those new beginnings coming through, and they're coming through in a different way. So when the choices that you've been making financially are actually, paying off in your career. But it's kind of giving you new opportunities, maybe looking at things in new ways that actually really helps enhance things for you within your career. All right, so it's very interesting energy, but it's because the reason I did need some extra clarification, but even if it's not connected to whatever's going on financially in January, the coffin, once again, it is death and rebirth. So it's the things that end in your career that actually rebirth brand new opportunities within your career. So and it may actually have to do with a person in a lot of these scenarios here, because I'm and when I say person, I'm talking about, like other employees and that sort of stuff as well. So, people that you work with or people that work for you, all those sorts of things, even clients and that sort of stuff. If you're self-employed, you may not even have any staff, but you definitely still do deal with other people in some capacity. But we do see the cat energy followed by the garden. All right, now this is really super interesting to me, because this shows us that this is somebody that you don't know yet. The cat energy, it's the pairing to the dog, and the dog talks about, somebody loyal and compassionate to you, whereas the cat is like the stranger. So it's still somebody that you can be very close with, and you still, have, there's this potential affection and all that sort of stuff between you and this cat energy. But you kind of think about, like a cat, that they're much more independent, and they take a while to warm up to people a little bit more here. So they do sort of come through as, somebody who is a stranger to you at this point. But then we see the garden, which is the social aspect of you meeting somebody. So this definitely could be talking about some sort of business meeting that you're having in March with somebody that you have not actually met yet. And it's coming through relatively straightforward. So especially too with that coffin, and this relating back to your career, it's kind of, I'm getting the vibe of that kind of energy of like you know, one employee leaves the workplace and then all of a sudden that role needs to be filled. And so you're like, oh, we've got to train a new staff member, and here comes this new staff member. And I feel like this is that new staff member. And that's why it's connected to your career, because it's like, oh, we've lost that person. They're no longer with us. And you know, the tendency to look at the ending more so than the brand new beginning. But it's asking you here to look at the new beginning, that this new energy coming into the workplace here. I do feel like it's a brand new energy, because this currently is a stranger to you. And then we're sort of meeting this person. This definitely could be, you know, with the garden, it definitely does talk about things like job interviews and that sort of stuff. It definitely, or it could be like a work event where you're meeting new people, you know, business meetings, those sorts of things. Somebody coming into your energy in March that you currently do not know. And then what we're actually seeing is the heart energy. So there's something about this person that really like reinvigorates your passion and your love for whatever it is you're doing within your career. You know, maybe there's this. I do feel like for some of you, there's this aspect of this person actually helps reinvigorate your love for yourself, which then in turn flows into, you know, you doing your job better and all that sort of thing, you know. So there is a lot of love coming through from this person that you haven't actually met yet. You know, for one or two of you, that definitely could be, you know, something that turns into like a workplace romance, or you're literally meeting somebody that you fall in love with through your career here. But you know, we don't know this person as of yet. That they have not been come into your energy yet. They're, you know, they're here, but you haven't actually met them yet. You're not actually meeting this person until something work related in March. So it's very, very interesting. But it does signal a brand new beginning for you within your career as well. So this definitely also could be that sort of situation where, you know, you're having some sort of work meeting, and you know, you're meeting the big boss for the first time. You've never met the big boss, or a different boss, or a different manager for the first time, and you know, they just really vibe, and they see, you know, they see your values straight away, and they say, that's it, we need Cancer to, you know, start this new role, that, you know, we're going to create this new role just for Cancer, and because, you know, Cancer seems to be really good at this and that, and you know, I'm kind of getting that for one or two of you as well, that there is definitely some sort of career brand new beginning coming from meeting this person, and it really helps, you know, open you up to your passion and your love for your career. Okay, so, you know, regardless of what's going on within your career, you know, we generally always have something that we love about our jobs, even when we hate the jobs. You know, there's always certain things that, you know, you do sort of affect you within your heart space rather than your head space, you know. Okay. Well, and I'm definitely seeing too that, you know, whatever's going on in February for you, your wish fulfillment coming through there. So I definitely feel for a lot of you there is a actual passion and love for your career here. You know. Okay, even if it's just love for the money that you get, you know, that definitely could be it as well. You know, I know that counts. Okay, but we'll have a look at the financial aspect for March for Cancer. Okay, so yeah, no, for quite a few of you, this is connected to that person, all right, because at the bottom of the deck I do have the dog energy. I did feel drawn to get 4 because of what I'm seeing here. I do have the masculine first and foremost, which is you trying to control your emotions, trying to think about things very logically, and you know, put on your business hat when it comes to your finances. You're really trying to sort of think things through, very smart and logic type energy. But we are also seeing the ring coming through. you know, with finances, this generally talks about cycles. So you know, I would sort of say that this is you trying to take control of the cycles that you've found yourself in when it comes to your finances. So if you've noticed that, you know, once these bills come out, you're in a really low point, and then you're needing to, you know, get back into a better cycle. You know, the way that we spend money, the cycles of what we, you know, how we spend money, those sorts of things. You're actually looking at things really logically, and gaining some sort of control, and maybe breaking the cycle when it comes to, you know, negative cycles that you find yourself in with spending and those sorts of things. We do see a big giant diamond ring in this one too, so it does sort of lead us to believe that, you know, spending on extravagant things that you may not need, you maybe are breaking that cycle as well, breaking your, you know, really gaining control. You know, it is the relationship card, and it's kind of you gaining control over your emotions, sorry, not your emotions here, your relationship with money. Definitely your emotions as well, I suppose, because emotions are a big driver when it comes to spending and money and whatnot as well. So you're really controlling your relationship with money, and breaking any negative cycles come March. And you know, that breaking energy there, that scythe. So breaking those cycles, you know, it really does show us that, you know, the scythe is, you know, breaking away from the things that no longer serve you, but also sudden unexpected changes for the good coming in as well. We do see the heart. Okay, so for some of you, we definitely, you know, I've got the double up of the heart in your career and finances there. So, you know, there definitely could be some stuff that is really affecting you, and your love for, you know, ones like I did say intuitively there, you know, could just be your love for money. And it definitely could just be your love for money that we're seeing some really positive changes coming through. But I do feel that for some of you, that's connected to that dog, that stranger energy that we saw. Somebody who has the potential to be a very, you know, loyal, compassionate, understanding person in your life, regardless of whether it's, you know, it doesn't necessarily mean romantic love. It definitely just could be talking about a friendship that is, you know, this sudden change. It seems to be able to really drive you and what inspire you with your financials as well. You know, we do find friends are the ones that give us the advice, whether it's good advice, bad advice, or just the advice we need to hear. You know, that it does really feel as though, and at the end of March, your inspiration, your passion, you know, coming through with that gratitude once again. You know, being grateful for what you have got with your career and your finances, and the opportunities that presents you in life, and you know, finding that you do have a lot of love for your career and financial position, regardless of, you know, whether it's just because you love the money, or, you know, there's a lot more about your job that you do love. We are seeing love playing a strong role for you in the end of March. All right, so that's what we have for you, Cancer. You are more than welcome to check your other placements, of course, and hopefully I'll see you all again soon.